The West Coast battling with these historic fires as California has recorded its largest, most destructive and deadliest wildfire in the last 5 years. With the state deep in drought, authorities are preparing for what may be a late summer and fall filled with smoke and flames. ABC News Chief Meteorologist Ginger Zee has the latest for us.
Flames from the Oak Fire racing across Mariposa County. The wildfire burning explosively. So far consuming more than 15,000 acres near Yosemite National Park. Roughly 3,800 people evacuating their homes. Governor Newsom declaring a state of emergency. Linda and Aubrey Brown fled as the Oak Fire encroached, the couple watching the sky transform to an orange haze.
It was just coming too fast. It was getting bigger and bigger and closer and closer.
Panic and chaos along the evacuation route.
When I looked up, it was just pluming up over.
The fire devouring everything it touches. Forest floors ablaze in a glowing orange. Firefighters tackling the wildfire on all fronts, launching a full-force aerial response.
When they tell you to leave, leave. Stubbornness is the worst thing, and if it doesn't kill you, it's going to kill somebody else.
The fire is so far 0% contained, and it's taken out 10 structures and damaged 5, but thousands more are threatened.
The growth of this fire is pretty amazing given the fact of how quickly we had resources there. From the very large air tankers to the helicopters to the lead planes across the board.
Smoke billowing into the night. And during the day, it is so thick it can be seen from the International Space Station. This time-lapse showing the growing pyrocumulus. The flames accelerated by the drought. Nearly 60% of California is in the second highest level of drought, but the Oak Fire is in that exceptional drought, the highest level. Fire officials describing unique fire behavior, group torching, where the fire builds and intensifies. Because the fuels, or the brush in the forests, are so dry, then the fire approaches and the little moisture there is pulled out, and the surrounding trees ignite from bottom up. Its impact, devastating. This newly married couple returning to their home, which is now ashes. Only a small sense of relief that a few possessions somehow survived.
Oh my gosh, the cherry tree, Stephen, the cherry tree survived.
ABC News Chief Meteorologist Ginger Zee joining us now with more live from Mariposa County, California. So, Ginger, record-breaking flames across the West Coast now, really turning up the heat on climate change and that conversation.
Absolutely. That's what everybody wants to talk about. How much does this have to do with climate change? Well, as I stand by the newlyweds' scorched washer and dryer, you see behind me their chimney and not much else left in this home. That's a valid question, and there are some parts of it that are related to climate change. But most importantly, and I want to just take the sky right now, because the sky and the valley here just filled with smoke, because this thing is acting so erratically. A big reason for that is how dry the fuels are and how many fuels are. People are very into juxtaposing climate change and saying, well, what about land use and what about how they clear the forests, private versus federal land? There are so many reasons that fires have been so bad in the last decade or so, and all of the above are parts of it. So it takes a lot of ingredients to create this type of explosive wildfire behavior. But yes, climate change does have something to do with the mega drought that is making these fires exacerbated. Fires are natural in this part of the land, but we have built into these hills, we have expanded our population, especially in California, greatly. 19% of the mega drought, though, in the latest studies have been attributed to climate change. I can tell you right now, the drought exceptional in this county. So that means the highest level they're in, and that is a huge deal, Kira.
So let's talk about short-term and long-term consequences here, Ginger.
Yeah, so short-term is safety, getting people out, making sure they evacuate like the couple did here because they obviously made the right choice in getting out, and then being safe when they come back in. We have these respirators around our neck because think about all the chemicals in our home, all the toxins, all the paints. When that stuff burns, this is like just a big toxic soup. Now, of course, the haze and smoke is so thick, and so people will need to keep safe there in the near term. But in the long term, this has to be discussion because we are going into this the worst drought we've seen in 1,200 years. That's what NASA's new study just said as well. So this is not something that gets broken tomorrow. It is going to take decades to get out of something like this. And speaking to a researcher at UCLA, Daniel Swain, he told me just within the last year that this type of drought, a mega drought like this, could take the entire rest of this century to get out of.
All right, our Ginger Zee will stay in touch on a regular and daily basis. Ginger, thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.